Welcome in, you guys. Welcome in. Welcome back to Impact Math. Alrighty, we're going to be doing some tease tests. Hi, Violet. Hey, who asked? Welcome back. Oh, thank you so much for the rose. Alrighty, so I promised I would do some tease tests, and we're going to do some HESI. And then if I have a little bit left, you're struggling with algebra. Okay, tomorrow I plan on doing like 3 lives. One for algebra. I can do one for algebra. I want to do some ASVAB tomorrow and then some geometry proofs. Hi, TT. Alrighty, so let's look at this first one. It says, what is the product of the numbers 0.35 times 0.25? All right, so we're going to just line them up. So we're going to do 35 times 25. Okay. And I'm not going to worry about the decimals right now. I just need to get the number. So 5 times 5 is 25. Carry the 2. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 2 is 17. Now we have to put a placeholder of 0 because we're moving to the 10th spot. Okay. So 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 1 now. And then 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. And then we're going to add. So 5 plus 0 is 5. 7 plus 0 is 7. And 1 plus 7 is 8. Okay, now remember we had decimals right here. And so what you have an imaginary decimal here. And you have to count how many digits you have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to move this decimal 4 spaces. And whenever you don't have a number in one of these humps, you just add a 0. So your answer is going to be 0.0875, which is B. Okay, so if you said B, you got it 100% correct. Good, TT. Yes. Thank you for all the follows, you guys, and the double taps. I really appreciate it. If we could get to, let's try to aim for 5,000 likes tonight. Thank you. If everybody could double tap for me. Good. I'm glad you got it. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Ooh, somebody, this B. What do you guys think the number 2 is? How did we move 4? We moved 4 spaces because we multiplied by 0.35 and 0.25. So whenever you're dealing with decimals, you count the digits. Like, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and that's how many spaces I have to move. Okay, so you always count how many digits are after the decimal, and then that tells you how many places you have to move. Okay, so I saw some B's coming in. I saw a C coming in. Okay. Oh, you're so welcome, Daddy. Okay, B. Okay, so at the bake sale, Josie bought 3 brownies. This is pivotal right here, right? Because most times you just think of, you don't see the number because it's in words, right? For $1.35 a piece. She paid $5. She paid with a $5 bill. What change did she receive? So if you're a visual person, draw those brownies and then put in how much you paid for each brownie. Okay. Like if you have to do it that way, you just have to do it that way. No problem. So we paid $1.35 for each brownie. Okay. So we could do $1.35 times 3. Okay. So we're going to do 3 times 5 is 15. Carry the 1. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 is 10. Carry the 1. And then 3 times 1 is 3 plus 4. Now, how many digits do I have behind this decimal? I have 1, 2. So I'm going to move my decimal place over 2 spaces. So it really becomes I spent $4.05 for those 3 brownies. Now I paid with 5. And so if you said, okay, what are you guys saying? Does everybody see it? D. Okay, we paid $4.05. So if we spent $5, I have to minus $4.05 Okay, because I paid her that it cost. I paid her this. I need to be getting some change back. Okay, so how much change am I going to get back? Well, if you could do the old school borrow. Okay, and 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 0 is 9. And 4 minus 4 is 0. So if you said B was your answer, you are 100% correct. It is 95 cents. So let's talk about this, you guys, because a lot of people were saying C. So let's talk about this. You have $4.05. How can you get to $5? How much change does it take to get to $5? Well, it's going to take us 95 cents. And if we add another 5 cents to that 95, we get to $5. Okay. So I know, yeah. So no, don't say that. No, we're not going to say that. But some people just don't see it. So, because they think it's just, it's $1, like they minus from here. But you have to remember, this is what I want you to get from this, okay? Because this is crucial. Because some people look at it just like, 5 minus 4 is 1. But remember, you can't have a number, like we can't take away 0 from nothing. Like this is nothing up here. I can't take 5 from nothing. So I have to make this number always bigger. This number has to be bigger from this number in order to subtract. Okay, so that's key there. So never work like you can't just put a 5 here. No. You have to make this number bigger. That's why we do this whole process here. Yes, I am a teacher. And I just have my first quarter finals, you guys. I got grades due Monday. Whew, I brought my finals home. I just got my classroom ready. Today we always get a teacher work day. And I just really did my classroom, got my new rosters, and I still got finals to grade. Sad. Aw, thank you. Thank you, Court. Okay, so let's look at number 3. So somebody said, what grade is this? It's pretty crazy because this is 6th grade, I want to say, or 7th grade. And then this is 5th grade, 4th grade. But the TEAS test is a test that nurses take to get into the nursing program. So it's wow, they really go all the way back. Okay, so express 20% as a fraction in lowest term. Okay, what do you guys say? A, B, C, or D? Oh, you're in 8th grade? Awesome. I teach high school, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. B. Okay, B. Okay, all right. So whenever we want to make this a fraction, you have to think about what percent means. Percent means per 100. So we can put 20 over 100. Now we want to simplify. Yeah, it's 100% per 100. So we can cancel out these zeros. And now we have 2 over 10. Well, can we reduce this? Can it be simplified? It can, because 2 can go into this and 2 can go into that. So we can get 2 divided by 2 is 1 and 10 divided by 2 is 5. So if you said B was your answer, you were 100% correct. It is 1/5. But I also want you to look at this. Once I started looking at this as money, you guys, this really changed my whole perspective. Because if we think about 100 and we think about 20s, well, how many 20s make 100? There's 5 20s. So there's 5 20s that make 100. So if I have 120, then it's 1 out of those 5 that it takes to get to 20. So a 20% is always 1/5 because it's 1/20 that it takes. Thank Nay for the rose. So I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, if you get it, but if you think about money, 20s, this can really change how you look at percentages. Okay. Oh, thank you so much for the roses, you guys. Okay, so let's go to another one. Okay. Thank you, Grateful. Oh, thank you for the roses. So Angela's score on 5 science tests were 85, 82, 94, 96, and 88. What was the average of her test scores? Now, can anybody tell me how we find average? Does anybody know how to find average? Oh, thank you, you guys. You guys got us to 14.6K likes. Oh, awesome, awesome. Thank you. Okay, so somebody said add them, then divide. Add them all up. Good. Yes, we add them all up and then divide. Mean. Somebody said the word mean. Yes, average and mean mean the same thing. So we're going to add them up. So we're going to do 85 plus 82 plus 94 plus 96 plus 88. Now the kicker here is, what do I divide by? How do I know what I divide by? Thank you, Brian. Hey, our Gypsy. Our Gypsy said 4. I see 5. I see question mark 4. Okay, so how you know what you divide by is you count. It says, what was the average of her test scores? Well, you divide by how many things you're adding. So we're adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to divide by 5. So you always, whenever you're finding the mean or average, you divide by how many things you added up. Okay. So we're going to take out our calculator, because on the T-test, you can use the calculator. They give you it's like a basic calculator. So we're going to use our 85 plus 82 plus 94 plus 96 plus 88. Okay, so we get 445, and then we're going to divide that by 5. Divide by 5, and we get a 89. Ooh, so close to 90%. So what was her average on all of the tests? 89%. Yep. Good, you guys. Yes, I see those C's. Hey, Liz. Okay. C. Yep. C. 89. All right. Now let's go down here to number 2. Okay. The concession stand menu above shows the cost of several items. Okay. A customer bought 2 subs, an order of French fries, and 2 sodas. How much did he pay in all? Okay, nice person said it's D. Okay. It's D, C. Okay, D, A, C. Ooh, we kind of all over the place on this one. Okay, D, A. Okay, so a customer bought 2 subs. Okay, so I'm going to draw this out for my visual people. This is a sub. This is a sub. Okay, I need to look at this table. How much are subs? Well, each sub costs $3.15. Okay. Then an order of French fries. So they got 1 French fries. Okay, so $1.25 for some French fries. And they also bought 2 soda cans. Okay, so $1.75 and $1.75. Now they want to know the total of this. So we're going to add this all up. So let's take it out. Okay. And so we're going to do 3.5 plus 3.15 plus 1.25 plus 1.75 plus 1.75. And we get 1105. So if you said C was your answer, you are 100% correct. Fantastic. Yep, it's C. And that's why I say always draw it out. So you don't forget, like, if you don't forget the 2 subs, a French fry, and 2 sodas. Okay. Because that could really, if you miss one of these items, it really throws off your answers. Okay. I know somebody said, is this 6th grade math? I don't know. Oh, hey, my coworkers in here. Thank you for the support, Tattoo. She's works with me. She's another math teacher, you guys. So if you're looking for somebody to help that needs help, she's excellent too. We work at the same school. Rep Bulldogs. So thank you. If you're responding in the chat, or if you're a tutor or a teacher, please, if I'm not catching the comments, and you guys see them, help me out. Thank you. Okay. Yes, this is 6th grade in Texas. Yeah. Okay. Oh, somebody said keep change flip. I love it. I love it. Keep change flip. Okay. So it says 4 1/8 divided by 1 1/2. Simplify the expression above. Okay. Now, before we can divide, remember we can never divide fractions, but we need to get this mixed number. And remember, a mixed number is a whole number with like a fraction attached to it, okay? We need to get this to a mixed number, to an improper fraction. So what we're going to do, I'm going to rewrite this. What we're going to do first is we're going to, does anybody know how we change this to an improper fraction or just to a fraction? Oh, somebody says C. They think it's C. Does anybody know in the chat? 33/8. Okay, 33/8. 4 times 8. Perfect. So we do 4 times 8 and we add the numerator. So we do 8 times 4 plus 1. I love it. Over our same denominator. So 8 times 4 is 32 plus 1. Over 8. So 32 plus 1 is 33/8. Okay. That's our first fraction. Now we need to do the same thing to this mixed number over here. So we're going to do 2 times 1, because we're timesing and we're adding, plus 1. So 2 times 1 gives us 2 plus 1. And then, don't forget to put that over what it's divided by, which is 2. So we get 3/2. And we still have our division sign. Now, I love it because somebody said we keep this the same, we change this, and we flip this. Because we can never divide fractions, you guys. So we're going to change it to, I'm going to just transfer it up here because we need a little bit more space. So let me scoot over a little bit. So we're going to do 3/8 times, and we're going to flip this to 2/3. Okay, now I got a question. Can I simplify anything here? Oh, thank you. It's 33. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. 33/8. I lost one of my 3s. Somebody said no. Thank you, you guys. Yes, I see it cancel. Yes, you can cancel. Good. Okay. The 2 and the 8. Perfect. Yes, we can cancel the 2 and the 8 because 2 divided by 2 goes to a 1 and 8 divided by 2 goes to a 4. Perfect there. And the 33 and 3. Yes. 3 divided by 3 goes to a 1, and 33 divided by 3 goes to 11. Good. So we have, so let me rewrite it so it can be clean. So we're left with 11/4 times 1/1, 1 times 1, okay, 1 times 1, which is just 11/4. Now, does everybody see how when we start with mixed numbers, we have an improper fraction? We need to change this to a mixed number. So what we're going to do is we're going to do that old school division where we divide like this, okay? So how many 4s can I fit into 11? I don't need to guess because they gave me it's either 4 or 2. So I know 4 is too big for 11. I can't fit 4 4s into 11. So I just gave myself a 50-50 chance. Okay, so now I know it's 2. And 2 times 4 is 8 minus 11 minus 8, or better yet, 8 plus what number can give me 11? 3. As soon as I see this, I'm going to here, I'm circling my answer, and I'm moving on. Yep. If you said C was your answer, beautiful, perfect. And even if you said D was your answer, you were so close to the correct answer. You're almost right there. It's just this little part right here, getting the right remainder. So that's good, you guys. Good. All right. Now, this is what sets the nursing field apart, right? Because they have to do conversions. Ugh, yucky. And I'm like, when do they ever teach this? Because I know I don't teach it in Algebra 1. I don't teach it in geometry. I don't see it in the Algebra 2. So, hello, hey. Okay, so somebody said B. Ooh, we could pretty consistent on this one. I love it. So how many milliliters are there in 4 liters? My chemistry teacher told me, you always start with what's given, okay? And then you're going to want to cancel. So if I put liters up here, I know liters has to go down here. And what they're asking for has to go on top. So does anybody know how many milliliters are there in 1 liter? Does anybody know that? I see those answers. Good. 1,000. Yes. Whenever you see this word milli, think of 1,000. 1,000. Okay. So now my liters are going to cancel. Okay. Because I have 1 on top, 1 on bottom. They cancel. And then we're just going to multiply across. So 4 times 1,000 gives us 4,000 milliliters. And those B's that were coming in, beautiful. Yes. Good. Good. Oh, somebody said finally a useful life. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Barry, for the roses. And thank you for all the follows, you guys. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much, Fancy and Sage and Grateful. Okay, let's look at number 3. So which type of graph would best indicate the percentage of a hospital budget spent on various items? What do you guys say? Bio said A, line graph, circle graph. A. Ooh. Let me explain. Good. Okay. As soon, because you think of like a hospital budget, right? But as soon, thank you, yes. Thank you for the stars. As soon as you see this word percentage, it's always, oh, thank you, Fancy. It's always going to be best represented as a circle graph. Yes. And you really get this when you take Algebra 1, if your teacher gets to that unit. It's like always the last unit, and depending on their pacing and how fast they're going, some teachers never get to this. But this is important because this is like in statistics. And you really have this right here. And so whenever you see percentages, really a circle, because you think of, well, I don't know how to describe it, you guys, but it's a circle graph. I'm like rumbling now, okay? I'm like trying to think of but percentage always goes with circle, okay? Just know that. I'm like, what's the best way? But yeah, it's a pie. Somebody help me out, okay? Yes, kind of like a pie. And yeah. But I love how you teacher. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a pizza. All right. So now let's go to the next. Oh, we're going to order some fractions. Okay. So we're going to order some fractions. So order this list of numbers from least to greatest. Okay. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Somebody put it in the chat. Kaiser, thank you. A full pie is 100%. Thank you. That's what I was like. But then I was like, wait, I'm mixing it up because I was like, isn't it a pi 360 degrees? But I'm mixing up degrees with percent. So that's why I was like, I'm losing it. But thank you. Okay, so somebody said D is the correct answer. D. Okay, Z Chain said D. Ooh, it's me. Everybody's getting D. Okay, C, A. Okay, so we're going from least. Okay, so we want the most negative. Okay, so the biggest negative number here is -2. Okay, that's my first because it's the least, so it's the most negative. Your in debt, the largest is -$2. So by me knowing that, I can cancel out B and I can cancel out D right away. I just gave myself a 50-50 chance. This right here, -1.5 and -1.5 is the same. So I know that has to be next. Now, the only thing that's different from here to here is these two. I need to find out what 11/5 is. And you do that by doing that old school division. Thank you, yes. So how many 5s can we get into 11? Well, we can get 2 into 11. So 2 times 5 is 10. And then we get a remainder of 1. Okay. I'm going to put a 0 here because I want to find out, like, I want to look at it in decimal form. So I'm adding a 0. I'm going to drop down a 0. So how many 5s can I fit into 10? 2. So 11/5 is equal to 2.2. Remember, I'm going from least to greatest. So 2.2 is smaller than 2.3. So then I know it's going to be A. Yep, if you said A, you were right. It's because 11 divided by 5 is 2.2. Oh, can't see the work? Oh, I'm sorry. Yep, over here. Sorry. So we'd say 5 into 11. 5 goes into 11 2 times. So 2 times 5 gives us 10. We subtract, bring down the 1, put our decimal, carry down the 0. And that's it. Oh, let me see. Our Gypsy said, when you say into, what does that mean? So when I say into, I mean how many 5s can I fit into 11? So how many 5s can I fit into 11 without going over 11? That's a great question. That's what I mean by how many can go into. Okay, so let's go down here. Let's go to number 3. Oh, thank you, Ben. Oh, okay. Somebody had another question. That was a good question. They said, why did you need to put the 0? Okay, that's a great question. Because if I didn't put the 0, then this becomes a remainder. And so, wait, let me write it over here. Okay, I'm going to write it over here. Because what we did was we did 5 over 11. And then I said 2. And that's 10. And I would have got 1. Well, this doesn't tell me anything. This just tells me it's 2 and 1/5. But I need to know, like, this is 2.3. I need to know if this 1/5, which, like, I know this is 0.2 by just seeing 1/5 because it's 120. But 1/5, I need to know, I can't tell if 1/5 is smaller or bigger than 0.3. So by doing that, I added the 0 here, and then I could change it to a decimal. Yes, I do geometry. And I plan on doing that tomorrow. You guys, my kids, I don't know if you guys hear them in the background, but they are going off the hook, screaming and stuff. So I know they're not jacked up. If it was quiet, then I'll be like, oh, no, they losing it. Then I have to go check. I'll be like, oh, I got to go. But I'm hearing a lot of screaming. I'll be right back, you guys. Hold on. Okay, give me just a second. Okay, so you guys said C or B? All right, so we're going to do this over here, okay? 3x plus 3 is greater than 9. So now, what is the first step we have to do? How can I get x by itself? Does anybody know? Thank you, Yasmin. Subtract. Good. I'm going to subtract this 3 because its opposite of positive is minus. So I'm going to minus 3 minus 3. And we get 3x greater than 9 minus 3 is 6. Perfect. What is our last term? What do we do? Divide by 3. Thank you. Divide by 3, divide by 3. And x is greater than 2. So if you said B was your answer, you are correct. Good. Good. All right. I did promise we'll do one more page of T's test. And I did promise some people that we would do, I would do HESI as well. So I'm going to jump to the HESI test, which is like, to me, the same type of test as the T's. But you know, every company got to make money. So, okay. Oh, somebody asked a question. Somebody said, I don't know how to do the problem with a negative number. Oh, good. Okay. I'm going to go back because that's a great. So let's go back to here to the inequality. Okay. Okay. So let's go back here. So that's a great question. So let's make up a inequality with the negative. So if we had negative 2x plus 5 is less than or equal to, let's say 15. Okay, so what is the first step that I'm going to do? Thank you. You got it? Okay, thank you. What is the first step I'm going to do here if I'm trying to solve this? Minus 5. Good, so we're going to minus 5 here and minus 5 here. So we get negative 2x is less than or equal to 15 minus 5 is 10. Perfect. Okay. Now, our last step is we want x by itself. Good. Addie said divide. Whenever you have a number attached to a variable, that's multiplying. How do we undo multiplication? We divide. We divide by the number that's attached to the x. So we're going to both divide by negative 2. Now, good. I see those. Beautiful. I see it. I can't even get the question out. You guys are on it. The rule says whenever you divide by a negative number, you have to flip the inequality. So it goes x, and then you flip the inequality to greater than. And 10 divided by a negative 2 is a negative 5. And this would be your answer. Good, you guys. Yes, Ash. Good. It's me. Yep. That will be the answer. So remember, whenever you divide by negative or multiply by negative, you got to flip that sign. Okay. Oh, so wait, did somebody ask? Let me see. Oh, good. It's me. You're learning this in class right now. Love it. Oh, good. Oh, I should probably do a live on inequalities if a lot of people are learning that right now. Which of the following decimal numbers is approximately equal to square root 10? Okay. And I believe T's test, the people that I've tutored told me that you get a calculator. So I would just put this in the calculator, square root 10, and get your answer. And so by doing that, what would you guys say your answer is? See, which of the following decimal numbers is approximately equal to? Yep, I would say, ooh, see, this is a question, right? Are you rounding? Are we supposed to round, or are we supposed to give an approximate? I would go with B. Let's see, 3.16. See, that's tricky because I wish they would have said like round to the nearest hundredths or round to the nearest tenth. But it just says approximately equal to. I don't know. Yeah, to me, B is the most precise answer. But, yeah, that's, yep. Yeah, this is tricky. This is real tricky. Because I don't know, like, they didn't say round to which number. They just said approximately equal to. And for me, once I see 3.16, this is more closer. 16 or 1.6 is closer than 3.2. Okay. Ooh, without a calculator? I don't know if you could do it without a calculator. Or I'm sure you can, but I don't know how to do that. I just know how to get it like close, like what's in between. So I know 9, and then I would do so square root 9 I know is 3. And then what is the next one? So, and square root 10's in the middle, but then square root, what do I want to say? 4, what's it? 2, 3, 4, 16. So I just know that it would have to be in between 3 and 4. Let me try something, you guys. If I did that and let me see if I did 3 plus 4, what's that give me? 3 plus 4 is 7, and then divide that by 2, so it'd be 3.5. Nah, I wouldn't do that. So yeah, I don't know how to do it without a calculator. Sorry. So express 2/5 as a decimal. Okay, so if you guys can kind of remember what I said about, think of this as a 20, right? Then everybody should be able to see if you know 1/5 is 20, which one of these is correct? I'm seeing them coming in. Point 4, C. Yes. Okay, yes. This C is our answer. Now let me explain for those who don't understand. Okay, we can divide this 5 into 2. Okay. Now I have to put a decimal here because 5 cannot fit into 2. So now I'm going to add a 0. So how many 5s can fit into 20? Well, there are 4. So 4 times 5 gets me 20, minus, and I get 0. So that's how you get 0.4. But I want you to start thinking about 1/5 is always equal to a $20 bill. And if you have 2 of those fifths, then you have $40. Okay. Or let's say if I had 3/5. Can somebody tell me how much that is? What's 3/5? Good. $60. Exactly, because you have 3 20s, which is so $60 because you have a 20 plus a 20 plus a 20. So that gives you 60. So for those who are saying a quarter, you're mixing it up with 1/4. A fourth. So how many quarters does it take to get you to 100? It takes me 25. It takes me 4 25s to get to 100. So 1/4 is 25. 2/4 is 50 cents. 3/4 is 75. This is very, very important. 1/4, 1/5. If you can understand that as 20s and 25s, anytime you look at a fraction, you can go straight, and they give you multiple choice, you can go straight to the answer. Good. Somebody said they never looked at it that way. Yep. I never looked at it that way as well. When I was younger, they never, ever taught me like that. But I got a lot of math. Like in my elementary years, I got a lot of people that was scared of math. So we did math for like this much and then a whole bunch of reading. You know those teachers, you guys. You know them elementary teachers will be like, I don't really get it. So we're going to make sure they can read though. But yeah, so I didn't get this till much older. And I'm like, wow, it makes so much more sense when you think about it as money. All right, so let's look at number 3. How many feet are in 6 meters? And they told us a little conversion here. So let me scoot it over. 1 meter equals 3.28 feet. Okay. Somebody said, oh, I'm getting a lot of D. It's D. Ooh, somebody said A, D. Okay, so let's remember, you always start with what's given. So we're going to start with 6 meters. And then I want meters to cancel out because I want feet to, I'm trying to look for feet. So meters cancel. And then I'm going to put the 3.28. So I'm doing 6 times 3.28. We don't need no calculator for that. So we could just multiply this. So 6 times 8 gives us 48. Carry the 4. 6 times 2 gets us 12. And then 12 plus 4 gets us 16. I'm not going to even finish this. You know why? Because this is a time test. And as soon as I see this 68, I'm going to look at my answers. What's the only thing to help you? Okay. Oh, somebody said, let me see, got some questions. Where did the 6 come from? The 6 come from the problem right here. It says, how many feet are in 6 meters? So we do 6M. And then they told us that 1 meter equals 3.28. So we put 1 at the bottom because we want the meters to cancel, and we put the 3.28 feet up top. So we end up with feet. Great question, Good question. Okay. Good. All right, you guys. Let me jump over to some HESI math, okay? Which is the TEAS test competitor. Some nurse programs require HESI, some require TEAS tests. Also, who else does this? Respiratory therapists. I had somebody going for respiratory therapy, dental assistants, and yeah. So somebody said, how often do I do TEAS? I try to at least do it once a week because I go through GED, and then I also do like middle school math, and I have high school math days. So, but at least once a week. It just depends on how many people are asking. Okay. CCC. Okay. Number 2 is C. I'll be doing GED math this weekend. CCC. Okay. Alrighty. I haven't decided what day. I don't know if I'm doing it tomorrow or Sunday, but I am going to be doing it. Okay. This weekend. All right. So we're going to multiply this. Thank you, Jesus, or Jesus saves. So we do 3 times 6 is 18. Carry the 1. And then 3 times 4 is 12. Plus 1 gives us 13. Carry the 1. 3 times 3 is 9. Plus 1. And we put 10. Now, don't forget to put this placeholder because we're moving over to the 10th spot. So, really, we're doing 10 times 6. Okay, that's why we put but 1 times 6 is 6. And then 1 times 4 is 4. And then 1 times 3 is 3. Okay. And I'm going to add. So 8 plus 0 is 8. This doesn't help me because all are 8s here. 3 plus 6 is 9. That does help me. I can eliminate which 2 answers. Can somebody put in the chat? By just knowing this, what can I eliminate? Okay. ZK said it's B. And C. Ooh, we can do C. Okay, so B and D. Excellent, you guys. I can eliminate B and D because this is sixes. Now I'm here. Okay. So 0 plus 4 gets me a 4. I stop here. I look. This is a 5. This is out. I'm going with C. Perfect, you guys. Good. And then you would move on. Save your time. Okay. Yep, C is the answer. And then 3 plus 1 is 4. Good. All right, let's look at number 3. So we have 4x minus 3 equals 5. Oh, no, I don't do physics. Even though I took one physics class and I loved it so much, but I don't remember too much about it. So I let those skills go. Sad. All right, so what do we do first, you guys? What do we do first? How do we solve this? Add 3. Perfect. So we're going to do the opposite of minus, which we're going to add 3. Add 3. Perfect. And then we get 4x equals 8. Good. Ooh, Shava said B. Okay. Divide by 4. VG. Yes. Divide. Pretty. Yes. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. And x equals, you guys said it, 2. It is B. Excellent. Okay, let's talk about number 4. So it says 12 is 40% of what number? What do you guys get for number 4? D? Oh, don't fail. 30. Good. Ooh, somebody just put it in the comment. They said 12 divided by 4, then times by 10. Perfect. Yes. Now, can I tell you how I looked at it, you guys? I said, I'm going to use my answers. So what's 40% of what number can get me 12? Well, I went like when I was always raised to pay 10% to the church. You got to pay 10%. So 10% of this is 2.4. And if I do that 4 times, it's not going to be 12. So I'm like, that's too small. This might, 3.4 4 times is too big. But 3 times 4 gets me 12. So it's going to be D. And that's how I did it without doing any math. Just looking at starting with 10%. So 10% of 30 is 3, but I need 4 10%. So 4 times 3 is 12. Good. I'm getting some O's. Good. How else can you get the answer? I got you, Lala. So how else we can do the answer is we can set up an equation, okay? So we could do 12 means always equal, okay? And then 40% of what number? Well, we could change. You never do 40%. You change it to a decimal. So you're going to do 0.4 of means times, and a number we don't know. So we put that. We put X because we don't know. And then we can divide both sides by 40, divide by 0.40. And then 12, this is the harder way, kind of. But sometimes this is the easier way for people because they don't get the 10%. So 12 divided by 0.4 gives us 30. And so X would equal 30. Now, I saw somebody say, oh, hey, who is that? Hey, Tylee. So, I saw somebody say we could do proportions, which I love as well. We can do proportions. So, can somebody tell me how would I set this? I think it's, did you guys learn this? Like, is over of is equal to percent over 100. You guys, did anybody teach you this? Is over of is equal to percent over is over of. Yes. Is over of. Yes. 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 So the is the 12. So we would set this up another way. I want to set it up another way because the good thing is there's multiple ways to do this stuff. So we could do 12 over the of. We don't know what the of is. We don't know because it says of what number. Well, we don't know. So we just put an X. Is equal to 40% over 100. And then you could cross multiply. But what I would do is I would cancel out the 0 first and make it simpler, like when we cross multiply. So 4 times X, we would get 4X. And then 12 times 10, we would get 120. Divide by 4, divide by 4. Oh, I'm running out of paper. And we would get X equals, 12 divided by 4 is 3, add the 0. So X equals 30. So we did one way. Well, we did 3 ways. Okay. Yeah. What if it's a bigger number? You're talking about the percentage or this number? Or the is or the of? Like, which part are you? Oh, you're welcome, Lala. Yep. Oh, I'm just glad you got it. Sometimes it be like that, though. I'll be like, I'm telling you, if you could, my high school math teacher, I know he's still like, you became a math teacher? Because I would be after school in tears, like, I just don't get it. Why? On the board, no, you're still doing the wrong thing. What? But he has so much patience with me, you guys. So I'm telling you, it really just finding that one person that makes your brain click. Hey, from the Philippines. It really makes a difference. All right, let's go to the next. Let's do some more. Okay, so number 1, we got another mixed number. Okay. So 3 2/3 minus 1 4/5. Whoo. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Royce. Thank you guys for the beautiful comments. Oh, somebody asked, do I give notifications? I'm going to start. It seems like whenever I say, oh, I'm about to go live at this time, I kid you not, it's like something just happens and then I'd be like, I don't want to be, I'm always about my word. So when I say I'm going to do something, I want to do it. But it just seems like whenever I give a time, you guys, it's like, it just never works out for me. But I am planning on starting to do notifications. And I am going to start showing my face more. I'm going to start actually doing like more lives in my classroom. So be on the look for that. Oh, thank you, Michelle, my pack family. Thank you so much for subscribing to me. I really appreciate it. And so Wednesdays, I'm planning on going live only for my subscribers. For my subscribers that gift to me, I'm going to gift to you back by doing a subscriber live on Wednesdays. And you can give me any topic that you want me to cover. And we're going to just go back to back with anything you want me to teach, okay? If I know how to teach it, of course. So thank you so much, my subscriber. All right, so somebody said AACC. All right, let's look. Okay, so first we have to change this to an improper fraction. Remember, we multiply and then we add. So we do 3 times 3 plus 2. And we put that all over, what are we dividing by? 3. Okay. Minus. Okay. Then we're going to do the same thing here. we multiply, and we add, okay? So we do 5 times 1 plus 4 all over 5, okay? So 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11 over 3. Minus 5 times 1 is 5 plus 4 is 9 over 5. You guys, what do we have to do when we subtract fractions? Does anybody know what we have to do when we subtract fractions? Good. Lala said LCD. La said LCD. Yes, common denominator. And yes, I don't like them either, okay? Yes, we do have to find the common denominator. We never have to find the common denominator when we divide or multiply fractions. Only when we add and subtract, okay? I did want to clarify that. So, what's our common denominator? Oh, thank you, QT. What is our common denominator? Oh, Shan said 15. Good. Yes, it's because I want both of these bottoms to be 15. And the only way I can get this to be 15 is if I multiply this 3 by 5. And what I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So 5 times 11 is 55 over 15. And you guys, you do not have to guess what the common denominator is. Why? Because it's over here, right? We see a 3 and we see a 5. We already got that. So, and they gave us the common denominator right here, which is 15, which helps people when they can't come up with this. It's hard for them to see it. So 5 times 3 is 15. And then 9 times 3 is 27. Good. Now we're going to subtract. Okay, so let me go up here. So 55 minus 27. Let's see what we get. We're going to borrow a 5. We're going to borrow 1 from 5 and put a 4. So 7 plus what gives me 15? Well, 8 plus 7 gets me 15. And then 4 minus 2 is 2. So I get 28 over 15. Okay, which is none of my answers, right? Okay. So let's go. Let's change it back to a mixed number. Can you guys see okay? Am I going off? No, I'm still on there. Good. So how many 15s can I fit into 28? How many 15s can fit into 28 without going over? One. Good. So we got 115 in there. So right now, if you look at your answer choices, you guys, do you guys see the answer? Does anybody see the answer right now? Blue said A. Yes, we don't even have to go further. We don't have to subtract and do all that because the only one with a 1 is A. So you would stop right there and go on to the next. But let's do it. Let's do it for people that need to see it out or, trying to understand it completely. So 1 times 15 is 15. And now we're going to subtract. So 8 minus 5 is 3. And 2 minus 1 is 1. How we write in mixed numbers, we take our remainder, put it as a numerator, and put what we're dividing by as a denominator. And so it becomes a whole number 1, 13 over 15. Okay. Yes. Somebody say, hey, yes, if you got it. Awesome. Thank you for all the follows, you guys, and the double taps. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Couldn't it be D? No, it can't be D 4/5 because it's 28 over 15. And this is a bigger number over the bottom. And when this one is saying that the numerator is smaller than the denominator, which is not what we got here. So that's why D does not work. Because you would have to have the bigger number on top. So I hope that helps. Oh, thank you so much for the swan. Okay, so let's go to number 2, you guys. Let's go to number 2. Thank you, Cap, for the roses. Divide and reduce 5/13 divided by 25 and 169. Okay, so we're going to do that keep, change, flip. Keep, change, flip. Okay, so we're going to... I wish somebody would make a little rap to it. You better keep, change, flip or something. Y'all can see I'm getting too tired, okay? So we're going to change this to its opposite. So what's opposite of division? We're going to times, okay? And then we're going to flip. So we're going to flip this. This stays the same, opposite, and then flip. Oh, thank you so much for my gift. And thank you for subscribing. So we're going to do, okay, so this is what we have right now. What can we do, you guys? Can we simplify anywhere? Thank you so much for the roses. Okay, Mel said yes. Hey, Mel, Louisiana girl. Hey. No, cross multiply. We can cross simplify. Good. People are saying 13 and 169 and 5 and 25. Yes. So we can divide this by 5 and we can divide this by 5. 5 divided by 5 goes to a 1. 25 divided by 5 goes to a 5. This is called a perfect square. And if you memorize this, it will just save you a lot of headache. Ooh, somebody, the smiley face said, yes. This 169 is 13 times 13. So if you divide this by 13, it goes to a 1. And if you divide 169 by 13, it goes to 13. So what we're left with, so we got 1 over 1. So I'm just going to rewrite it. We got 1 over 1. Okay, 1 over 1 times 13 over 5, which is just 13 over 5. And so if you said, ooh, your answer was like 13 over 5, which is A, you were right on. Yep, good. Our Gypsy, yes. Arvin, I'm murdering your name, but thank you. Yes, easy. Okay. Somebody say easy. A. All right. Number 3. What do you guys get for number 3? Thank you, Snoop. Soup. A. Okay. C. To both sides. Oh, okay. Good. Okay. So 4 said, add 4 to both sides. So we're going to add 4, add 4. So we're going to do 5b equals 2b plus 17 plus 4 gives us 21, I want to say. Okay. Now, what do I do next, you guys? Minus, Joshua said minus 2b to both sides. I love it. So we're going to minus 2b minus 2b. Okay. And then we get 3b equals 21. Okay, I see the answer coming in. Oh, thank you, Arvin. So divide by 3. Nay say divide by 3. Yes, divide by 3, divide by 3. And if you said 7, beautiful. If you said 6 or C, yes, it's 7. So 21 divided by 3 is 7. C is our answer. Yeah. Ooh, this one could be a little tricky. Which of the following is largest? Okay. Ooh, B, C, D. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We have to understand what this means when we say largest. And why this is important is because when you think about the largest number and you're dealing with negatives, it's the closest number that gets you to zero. It's the closest. Yeah, good. It's the closest. Oh, thank you, Don, for subscribing. Thank you. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you. So we have zero here. When you deal with negatives, the further it's negative, the smaller the number is. The closer it gets to zero is the larger the number gets. And why that is because, well, if we count here and we think about whole numbers, well, 2 is bigger than 1, right? 2 is bigger than 1. So why we say the negatives that are closest to 0 are always going to be is getting larger. Okay, so the farther you go out this way, they're getting smaller, and the way you go this way, they're getting larger. Okay, so now let's do this. Okay, we're gonna do this on a number line. Oh, I probably should have done it. Let me do a better number line. Okay, so I'm gonna do it right here because we're gonna be plotting this. So this is 0. Okay, let's just plot it out. Okay. So this is negative 0.4. Okay. So let's just say if this was, so if we did point, should I do 0.1? 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4. Let's do that. These are all negatives, you guys. So negative 0.4 would be 4.5 would be like right here in the middle, okay? Now, negative 0.09, it will have to be like close to here. It's not quite negative 1, but it's like over here. And then negative 0.3 is right here. And then negative 0.031, oh, I should do this. Negative 0.3, this is negative 0.45. And then this is negative 0.31, which is like a little bit over here. Which one is closer to 0? Well, this negative 0.09 is the largest because it's the closest to 0. Oh, you guys, my kids are, I don't know if you hear them, but I hear them clearly. What time is it? Getting close to bedtime. Oh, I know. You hear that? I don't know if y'all hear them in the background, but I'm hearing tears and everything. You know it's close to bedtime. yes, they heard it. But let me tell you, if it was quiet, then I would be concerned. But all the crying and stuff, it's like, oh, okay, they fine. Dads, moms, you know what I'm talking about. All right, you guys. I'm going to have to get off, though. But thank you so much for hanging with me tonight. Tomorrow I am going live. I'm for sure going live 3 times tomorrow. In the morning, in the afternoon, and then at night, okay? All righty. Thank you. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. I'll hopefully see you guys tomorrow. Bye, loves.